Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I just wanted to do a quick video on a short bash script just to cover some concepts because honestly, I'm not great at scripting or anything, but I definitely can look at some scripts and edit them to fit my needs. So I know a little bit of something. It's sometimes, I get tripped up on small things, but overall, I think bash scripting is a hell of a lot easier than any other language. So just one second. All right, so we're going to start by creating a file, and we're going to use Vim, which stands for VI Improved Editor. In Windows, you have Notepad and Word and stuff like that, but since I'm using a Red Hat Linux system, I don't have those fancy little tools. I have to use something called Vim. You can also use VI or Nano, but I just like to use Vim. So it's really just a preference thing. Let's call this fourth. And we have to put a .sh in order for the script to run. So we're going to open up this file. In order to get into editing mode in Vim, you have to hit escape and then I to get into insert mode to start typing anything. And again, it just depends on what editor you're using and how you have your config file set up, but um, it's really just a preference and something you'll have to go check out on your own. And you also probably have to install it. So with Red Hat, it would just be, I think it would just be yum install and then Vim. And then for other systems like Debian-based systems, I think it's just apt-get install vim. But again, just Google it, it'll take a second. So today we're going to write a simple script, and as I stated before, we have to put a shebang, and I didn't state this, but we call this the shebang. So that's a hash, that's where that comes from, an exclamation mark, a forward slash bin, forward slash bash. It's basically a way to call the system to make sure that it's running it as the script. So we're just going to do something really simple and we're going to create a variable that references a command. So this is a built-in date function and you know that it's actually a command because there's two backticks that I put in front of this, or one in front and one after it. If I were to put these in quotation marks, it would literally like assign today's date to the word date. But since I have the backticks, this is actually telling it to run a command called date, which is built in. So today's date, and let's create our own today's, well, we could just call it holiday. And sometimes it's a little slow when I'm using this cloud server. Maybe I need to assign more resources to it. I don't know. But FYI, I am using Linux Academy for this, and I highly recommend it. But anywho, we'll put a double quotation marks to say, today's the 4th. That means literally assign 4th to the variable holiday. And we are going to simply echo these or present these back on the screen. Usually you just use echo to say, hey, like literally, hey, today is, and then we're going to reference that variable earlier, which is today's date. Today is blah, right? And I believe if we just go down to a next line, it should create a new line, but if not, I will tell you how to do that. And we'll just say the holiday is and reference that variable. So this is the most simple script that we could possibly create, but it shows you two different things. One, there are built-in commands that you can reference. And two, you can also assign like textual-based words or, just text to a variable. I don't know. Don't want to overcomplicate anything. To get out of Vim edit mode, you have to hit escape again, and then down here, as you can see, I have a colon, and if I do WQ, it means write and quit, exclamation mark. See, that's just these little things you have to like know offhand and learn on your own. But maybe I'll do a little video on it just to at least help you. Oh, that's what I was going to show, and I didn't show that, but let's list what's in here. I forget what I called it. I think I just called it practice one. Let's see. We'll cat out that file to see. And actually, I could just do a tab to complete it. I don't have to type it all out. to read on the screen what's in there, and this is actually something different. Try that again. That was the ls command for listing the directory. What did I do? I'm a doofus. I usually never name a file, and it's not good practice really to name a file after a number. So it's actually the fourth.sh. So let's cat out that file. Again, if I do a tab, it'll complete it for me. So this is our script, and we have to change permissions on this file to make sure it can run. Otherwise, let's just try to run it. I'll show you what happens. Permission denied. So I don't have it saved. If I did have it saved, you can just hit the up arrow to look at the commands you've been running, which is pretty cool. It's very handy to be able to reference commands that you've been using throughout the day by hitting the up arrow. Well, not throughout the day, within the last 10 minutes. But we changed it to 755. That just means executable, universally executable, which isn't ideal for security reasons, but for simplicity, I'm just going to do 755. You can also, another common one is 644, but you'll have to look into that, or we'll have to do a video on that. So now that it's changed, let's see what happens. All right, so it says today is Thursday, 4th of July. Well, July 4th. And then it says the holiday is the 4th. And as you can see back up here, it was really simple. We assigned our own text-based um, content to that variable, and then for this, it actually ran a script. Now, I want to show you, there's a bunch of different things you can do with this, but we open this back up again and escape I to get an insert mode. I could change this and add another built-in one and say system, and we'll call another built-in command and just say uname A, and it's going to give us the content of like what system we're running. Oh, not quit. You want to do a WQ, and we'll run this again. Today's the 4th, and it didn't give me. Let's see. I know why, guys. We didn't even call the variable. Duh. I'm going to be careful with capitalization and spacing. Again with the $, capital system. Escape, colon, WQ, lowercase, and then exclamation mark. Up arrow a couple times, we can run it again. And you see how this is basically all on one line, which is no good because you don't get to see everything, do you? No, it does. It says, hey, today, blah, 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 but it's not very pretty. In the next video, I'm going to kind of show you how we can like formulate some better commands to narrow down information that you want based on fields, and just kind of go over what fields are, which is really an important concept. And I'll catch you guys then. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and that's all, folks.